Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. How are you today? I'm great, thanks for asking. So, which one is the group one? And this is group two. So, because everyone is here, so let's start the class by saying Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. May Allah blessing us in this Ramadan. So today we will do the simple experiment. It's about homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. And the objectives for this experiment, I hope after conducting this experiment, you can mention which are the solute and the solvent from the mixture, and you are able to explain the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Let's have you prepared for the worksheet? I have sent link. Alright. So let us watch the video first. So the video is about when the oil added to a glass of water. So have you watched the video? Alright. So after you watch the video, from the video, what happens to the oil after it added to water? Is it dissolved in the water or no? Okay, you can directly fill the worksheet about what you got from the video. Is it about is it dissolved in water, or you can mention about the position of the oil. Is it in the top of the glass, or in the bottom of the glass, or in the middle, between the water? You can directly fill it. Alright, have you filled the? Okay. So in the table there are two containers. Please, each of you take one. The orange and pink one. So there are 4 materials in the beaker glass, and then 4 spoons for each beaker glass, and the label. Yes. So you can see in the worksheet there are a picture of the tools and materials, and you can directly fill the orange in the worksheet. But I want one of you, please raise your hand and mention what is the materials and tools needed in this material. Aina?
We have 4 spoons, and then this is syrup, oil, sand, and sugar.
Alright.
The amount of each, I don't know to be exact. That is, it's around 45 milli of syrup, and then 40, it's 39, almost 40
Alright.
of oil, and then the sand and sugar, I don't know the amount.
Alright. Thank you, Aina. Please give applause. So, because you have all of the material, let's do the observation. So from from the procedure, you can see that the first, you have to prepare the material and you have to prepare it. And can anyone guess what is the missing material from this worker? Yes, that's exactly. So you can go to the sink and fill the enough water for each bigger glass, please.
Oh, that's cool. Fill up the water in this big
Yes, each of bigger glass. Don't too much water, just enough water. So you don't forget what is the name of Alright, so in the last question, how can we be sure whether the mixture is homogeneous, heterogeneous, and what would you do with the results so you won't forget?
Stir the mixture with the spoon.
Yes, that's exactly. You can stir the mixture with the spoon. Each of the bigger glass use different spoons and observe the result. table that I prepared for you in the worksheet. So have you done with the table? Yes. Please raise your hand and share to us what is your result. Raise your hand, please. Lama.
So for the salt and sugar, it is homogeneous, and the reason is because we can see again the sugar after being stirred. And for the second, the sand it is heterogeneous. The reason is because we can see that the sand and the water is not mixed, and there is oil, which is heterogeneous because we can see the oil and on the upper part of the water. And the syrup, it is homogeneous because we can see again the syrup after being stirred.
Alright, thank you. Give applause for our And for group 2, does your table is the same result with the first group?
Yes.
Alright. So the result is there are 2 heterogeneous mixture, sand and oil, and there are 2 homogeneous mixture. It is sugar and syrup. So I want one person raise your hand and explain to me what is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous based on the observation result. Please, the one that haven't present anything. Please raise your hand. Or I can change the question based on the discussion in the worksheet. So, the first question is, how does the sugar and syrup mixture look like? Can you see the comment of syrup and sugar after it all mixed? And you have.
So for the first question, the answer is when sugar and syrup dissolve with water, the component of each mixture cannot be seen by our eyes.
Alright, that's correct. Yes, for the second question, Renata, please. Can we see? Alright, thank you. That's correct. So, for the conclusion, can anyone mention what is the solvent and the syrup in this experiment? I know, please.
Solvent is the substance.
What is? Which one? Alright. So the last two questions. What is solvent and what is solvent? Lulu, please.
So the solvent is the substance in which a solid dissolves to produce a homogeneous mixture, and the solid is a substance that dissolves in the solvent to produce a homogeneous mixture.
Alright, that's correct. So for the last question, I want from this group. For the last question, explain what is homogeneous, heterogeneous, and the difference between them. May I start, please? Okay.
Two substances that cannot mix together.
That's heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous is the substances that cannot mix together.
Alright.
And homogeneous is the substances that can mix together.
Alright, thank you. That's correct. So why the homogeneous is they can solve the solvent the solid can solve in a homogeneous mixture. It's because they only consist of single phase. And after we observe the homogeneous we cannot see the differences between the homogeneous physically. And for the heterogeneous, it cannot be mixed because there consists of two phases or more, and it can be separated physically. So the observation is done. Is there anything to discuss? Yes, Miss. Yes.
You said, okay, when we say phases, you mean the solid gas and liquid?
Yes, it is.
But for the oil and the water, they're both in liquid phase.
Okay. The question is oil and water is in the same phases,
Yeah.
but it cannot mix.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there another friend who can answer Salsa's question? Why oil and water cannot mix? Alright. Please, I know.
It's polar and non-polar. Yes.
Please raise your hand. Raise your hand, So, from what I know is that it is because the density of the water and the oil is different, so they cannot mix together. And Wolfie says one of them is polar and the other one is non-polar. Alright. For the last, can anyone conclude all what we have done in this experiment? Please, the conclusion. Raise your hand.
So we have differentiate between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture, and we can see that sugar is homogeneous mixture and also is zero, while fat